Well, hello, stars. It's the Mermaid. It's our Saturday upload day. How's everyone doing? I have my total praise mug, having some delicious coffee. Why not? So, the song for today is we belong to the land. We belong together. We belong. We belong to the land. Somebody that was stealing at their job. Boop boop. Somebody got fired. Yeah. Boop boop. Someone got fired. That's what they said. Okay. So, story time. I'm clapping for myself. I am the mermaid. If I didn't say that, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I also want to say at the beginning of the video that if you're interested in a reading or any shamanic energetic services that I provide, and or if you're interested in signing up for my venting sessions, I will repost that on my post community tab. Or if you just want to reach out and communicate with me, you can do so by sending me an email at ZenAasante@gmail.com or on IG at ZenAasante. All right, that's done. Woo! The word is carnival and it's mass. Okay? I had the most beautiful dream. So in the dream state, okay, in the spiritual world, my me and my ancestors, all of carnival was just us. Every troop, all the bands, it was just for my family. They still having right now. They're still having There's still troops coming. Listen, the healing work that I have been able to do has freed all of my ancestors, and they're so jubilant. Yes, that for Carnival, the Road March, all the songs were Mermaid, Mermaid. I don't know. There's a bunch of songs, whatever. It was just wonderful. There were some of my ancestors that were not able to complete certain tasks spiritually or lessons in their lifetimes. And so some of them were trapped in different timelines, trapped, um, forced to do necromancy, trapped in what some religions call purgatory, yes? But on the spiritual side, we call those dimensions, portals. But my healing, it's similar to what Thanos did to the Avengers and other heroes. He trapped them in a different dimension. Yes, but or like in Narnia when the witch was dead, when Aslan killed the witch, um, then winter was over. Yes, similar to that, and oh my goodness, mothers and daughters and aunts and grandmothers and all these wonderful people. Um, I'm talking about 11 to 12 generations here, or even more. No, it was no 12. No, this is like these are my ancestors from the time of the Egyptian pharaohs to today. Wow. Mm-hmm. Every many ethnicities. I'll be honest. I didn't see any. I saw everybody that I saw was African and BIPOC. There might be, that's what I saw. But this is what healing does. So It's bacchanal and it's mass. Man, let me tell. Could you imagine the entire adult parade is just for us in the ethers, in the spirit world, and they still having rum, and they still having party, and they still doing last lap. They say, what? Party can't done, food can't done. Some of these people have been used in necromancy. They have been stuck in purgatory, and now they could. When I say they could rest in peace, they could now rest in peace. And you people think that they will allow you to mess with me? Yay! And this is a true. This is true, and I have permission to say it. I was wondering. I asked my one of my Apache grandmothers. I asked her, why does she carry a knife, like a big crocodile Dundee knife, not a little thing. Why do you carry such a big knife in your teeth? And she's actually my great great grandmother. She was forced, like in that. Ugh, I don't know which show that is, uh, where they show the sexual abuse and the physical abuse of Native children in boarding schools. But one of my great great grandmothers, or great 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 grandmothers, was forced to go to those boarding schools where she said she was beaten like she was enslaved. And she was physical and SA too there, of course. Most of the girls, to hide pregnancies, they, you know, would tell their families that they died or something. Sure, they did. Anywho, she married a man who thought that he was Ike Turner, and he treated her as such. She married very young, of course. She had a lot of root chakra. A lot of root chakra. Um, her root chakra was unhealed, of course. You know, you're raised away from your parents, and then you're completely damaged, and then you're put back on the reservation or in, with your people, but they don't know you and you don't know them, but you're expected as a girl, as a female, to adhere to social norms and customs. She said that she was definitely physically abused horribly by him, and she married young. She was married by the time she was 18 or 19 or something like that. And she said when she had enough of it, she fought back. Um, but she had a knife with. She said I only had to cut him one time, and she said I tried to kill him and he survived, unfortunately. And she said, I decided that I will never let anybody abuse me again. And she would often walk around on the reservation with a knife in her mouth, and she was not playing. She went through a breakthrough spiritually that way too, and I think she went through a celibacy. I don't. They had children obviously by then. She never had sex again, and that's how she went through her healing. And so when I say that she's going to, she's the one that tells me. She says I'm going to take scalps. I have permission, and I'm going to take scalps for the low life that thinks that they can F with mine. I think not. Because I just want to let you guys know, a group of sick men, and they still would love to do so, wanted to lure me somewhere to kidnap me and SA me. And they will pay with their very life. Yep. First of all, you'll pay with your life, but if you a divine being. Yeah, so oh my goodness. Oh yeah, and so let me go back. So that was about my grandmother. She said I have permission to tell her story. My great 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 grandmother. Luckily she saw many of her friends who got pregnant. They would bury them, and And a lot of these mass graves that they found in like Canada and stuff like that, they would make the ones that were alive dig the graves because they weren't damaged enough. But now you have to dig a graves that they just dumped your friends. They made you dump your friends. They were already dead, but because they would obviously they would poison them. Um, but or hanging, I don't know. Mostly A. But through her eyes, she showed me a lot of the things that happened to Native children, and they would placate their parents by giving them small stipends, lying to the parents saying, "Oh, your daughter's doing so good. She's learning English. She's going to be so good when she comes back." And those small stipends were really, I don't know. They also you received some type of a monthly subsidy, you know, with supplies like food supplies from the federal government. You know, the whole history of fry bread was actually started on the reservations. They stuck people on reservations, especially in the Dakotas, Oklahoma, um, and so Kansas. Um, my grandmother grew up in Oklahoma, but but they they had they had lard, they had water, they had and they weren't allowed to hunt. There are a lot of things that were happening, and so women will find a way. They have to feed their niños, and so they started coming up with maybe they try to make biscuits. Maybe they gave them recipes for biscuits, but each person's hands create different things. So that's where fried bread is it like many things, they came out of struggle and out of necessity. And so I made a video last summer. People try to say, if you don't have a jingle dress, if you don't go to powwow, if you don't know how to make fried bread, are you really Indian? Excuse me. That's like saying, if you don't know how to make greens, if you don't cook, I don't know, peach cobbler or macaroni and cheese for Thanksgiving. Are you really black? Yes, the F I am. Hello. I don't like peach cobbler. Me personally, let me tell you something. I don't like peach cobbler. I don't like sweet potato pie. I don't like sweet tea. Oh, I don't like biscuits. I don't. What's that thing? I don't even know. It's something fried. It's kind of. I don't like hominy. I usually don't like grits. There are lots of things I don't like, and I am unapologetic. Unapologetic. Okay, so those people that have been doing magic, that were able in the past to block legal cases, that's done. And they crying like a mug because all of your thievery is being discovered that you did in the past. Yeah, they're sad. Five of Cups, they're like, ooh. And these are also people that perjured themselves in court. These cases are going forward, and you guys are going to jail. This is a jail card, okay? So, the crimes you committed, you're going to jail, okay? You had fun while you were doing it. Yeah, man. You guys took trips. You hurt people. You got insurance policies, and you took your strippers on a trip. What? Hey, hey. Wow, I wasn't even expecting to say that. Oh, that's what they said. They said, okay, no offense. The Queen of Wands is not always a lady of the night, but in this case, she is. She's mad because you said she would be your main, okay, and she did all that SCX magic for you or with you. Or can you see him? Oh wait, like so, and her butthole and her other orifices are hurting. You passed her around and told her she was going to be rich, and she did everything you wanted with those men, and you had her flown out and passed around to those rich men in Dubai and other places. I mean, she was, when I tell you, they passed that girl around, ooh, like a collection plate, okay? And that's what it was in the past, okay? That girl was doing threesomes, like, on rotation. That's crazy, honey. Come on now. Why do you need... okay, all right, maybe don't get into that. But if you're in a room with rich men, you don't need a middleman. Listen, hey, let me tell you something. This is economics 101. You control demand and supply. How you gonna let that mushmouth boy tell you? Okay, let me see what it said. Don't let that mushmouth boy that doesn't know which gender he likes to have sex with, see, they were partners in crime. But she has daddy issues. And the both of them love money. Money, everything. Yeah, man. Oh, now they're praying? Yeah, they were PREY. They were preying on others before for money. Absolutely. They were paid they were paid to perjure themselves in a court of law. What did I say? In a court of law, temperance angel. Okay, and they went to court more than once. Yeah, and they were supposed to prove themselves to a group that was never going to let them in, and this is what they did in the past. And like I said, yeah, and now all of these men that she had sex with, child, they all got HIV. And had the nerve to go home, and I know they gave it to some of their partners. And all of these are married men that have mostly. I know in these groups they say it's anyway. They have more sex with bros than the other kind. Okay? So I don't know. You can't be a vegetarian that loves ribs and bacon. No, it means you eat meat. This is what I say. There's no such thing as a man being bisexual. You are a gay man that will continue to have, encounters of a carnal nature with women because it is economically or spiritually beneficial to you. You're a gay man, but doing these group activities, obviously they do it because it's beneficial for them in some way. But 9 out of 10, most of them in these societies, they're gay men. There's no such thing as how can you be that's like saying I'm a nun but I get pregnant every 3 years. But ma'am, you took a vow of celibacy. Yeah, but no, there's no but. Okay, don't say that. I don't know, tip of my tongue. Don't say that, mermaid. Yeah, this clown thought he was a pimp du jour. Yeah, and that he told her, I'm gonna marry you and you're gonna be rich. We're gonna be rich. What else, Spirit? Spirit is telling it. What else, Spirit? Yeah, but he had his share of They both was passed around. Ooh, get a rag, get a rag, get a rag. Ooh, wee. Okay. Okay, let's clean that off. Let's clean that off. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So let's go back. Let's return to the jubilation of the carnival. So I was at the front of the carnival parade, and I was the carnival queen. But even though I was a carnival queen in present time, but then simultaneously on another timeline I was having a coronation in Egypt, but it was like ancient time. So whatever So Spirit is telling me that whatever people try to do with paperwork and change my name on legal docs and stuff like that, excuse me, and whatever nonsense they were doing in the past has been rectified. And that's part of what the coronation meant. Um, the rightful owner, you have always been exalted, but you cannot. The coronation was confirmation of your lineage and who you are. And oh, okay, yeah. So the king and queen of wands wanted to destiny swap with a royal couple, okay? And I'm one of the half of the couple, okay? And they did their best to do this to me, mainly with slander. And when that didn't work, they wanted to kidnap me. What else? But the Queen of Swords, she's intuitive, clearly, and is she not on her throne? So this is I think I said before that this is a confusion. They wanted to confuse the energy of the true Queen of Swords with the prostitute of Dubai. Okay, and you can absolutely kill somebody in the dream state. Okay, and they couldn't do it because I'm protected, and my grandmother's not with the shits. And Eight of Wands. Okay, they really thought that they would be a divine couple. No, and they would get our spiritual upgrades and our manifestation energy, because the energy we carry, you can't buy it. They don't want to heal. They don't want to love themselves, but they do want to steal our energy. And also, it is absolutely possible to transfer your diseases to other people if your energy isn't protected. Okay? Okay. Yes, they come in the dream state and they were siphoning energies. Yes, this is the Ten of Pentacles. You can only have that. It is a spiritual inheritance, okay? And you only get that when you have a spiritual contract. And I don't know. Oh, okay. So they sent in this guy. So what they do is they find somebody that they know have divine gifts, and maybe before they're fully awakened, they tie a cord so that they could siphon energy. And he's done this to people in the past, unfortunately, but he wasn't able to do it. This is regret. Three of Swords. He's not sure why it didn't work. This is a spiritual marriage. We don't want those, okay? That's like forcing yourself on. It is forcing yourself on somebody. Yes, they want. This is the binding card. Eight of Swords wanted to bind. It's upside down. No, you cannot have what is no, and you can't. You cannot switch destinies, much less with a divine being. Five of Swords, Eight of Cups. And so they decided if you walk away, well, I don't know, maybe the people they work for, they were like, well, if they walk away from you, or what they do in the past is if somebody walks away, they do that. What's on the bottom? They do that. But no. I'm here. I'm very much here. I ain't going nowhere. Only thing, just racks and racks and racks, baby. No. Ooh, look at this. Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. 6 and 4. This is so important. So 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles to new beginnings, new manifestations. And it came up again. You know why? You know why? Because this is what Six of Pentacles can have different connotations. It means you love yourself. It means you will only be with somebody that loves themselves and can love and receive love. And you're happy on your own. Why not? Until your divine person, excuse me, until your divine person and you come into contact in divine timing. So there. So there. This is divine energy. This is your ancestors. This is healing. This is the Most High God. Okay? You guys, not only a new beginning, but this is His. Again, oh, they said this is what it means to be equally yoked. This is God. God. This is Ruth, and this is Boaz. They are equally yoked. You cannot be with people that are not on your level, that are not unhealed. You understand? It would not work. Okay? Let's pull some self-care cards for the weekend. I get downloads. I wanted the reading to be just about the carnival. But, sometimes the best laid plans, right? Thank you. No, just one at a time, please. One at a time. Listen, I'm not paying attention to what's going on at the White House and what they're doing. But what I will be doing this weekend is, since I've been, I'm going to start my peppers. I'm going to start I'm planting some cucumbers and peppers, tomatoes. And maybe next month I'll start some strawberries and mint. In the summer, I like fresh mint for my mojitos. So take care of yourself as usual. Ooh, yes, and your family, yes, and yourself. Yeah, take care of yourself this weekend. Yeah, do something nice for yourself this weekend. What else you got? Yes, my dear. Love yourself, see? Love yourself. I know some people say, we're so tired of hearing about love. I'm like, okay, well, there are lots of people that have platforms and channels that are unhealed, and all they talk about is sneaky links, and they don't know how to read cards, and they're very insincere, and they show their body parts and stuff, and so go there, baby. Don't tell us what you don't want, because I don't care. Self-acceptance for self-worth. Nothing is more exhausting than endlessly working on yourself. Just accept yourself as you are, and don't doubt that you are worthy of love. And our third card is, yes, rituals. Yes. Black people are not playing. Listen, I was on Instagram, and tomorrow is another financial economic boycott. Yes, and it's great. Yeah, do some fun things at home. Cook with your family. Make smoothies. Do lots of fun things. We need to learn that you don't always have to spend money to have a good time. So that is our Saturday reading. Also, if you can, as much as you can, take some form of a spiritual bath for the next 7 days. So Saturday to Saturday. You can take 2.5 handfuls of Epsom salts and a quarter cup of vinegar, white vinegar, apple cider vinegar, it doesn't matter. And you get in the tub warm water, you know, and you get in there and you want to release any negative memories that you have. Also, you're supposed to take a shower before you get in the spiritual bath, because after the spiritual bath you just dry your skin and put on your jammies or whatever else. You're not going to like put soap on your body. You take a shower first and then you take your spiritual bath. If you don't have a tub, because people watch me from all over the world, hello and thank you for being here. I know you can get a basin or some type of, and you can just you'll use less. Maybe you'll just use one handful, 1.5 handfuls in a basin, and you a plastic basin, and you will use warm water, and you will, after you shower, you'll put it on yourself. You can also add salt to your you can have a what is it, a bowl of salt in the bathroom. Put a plastic spoon in there, and as you when you use liquid soap, and add a spoon for the next 7 days as you wash your hands, and you say, I release all fear and doubt, and any cords tied to me, I break all cords. And I guarantee you, when we check in 7 days or even before, you'll start to feel much better. I am the Mermaid. I love to hear from you guys. I will see you on the next video. This was fun. I really like sharing energy with you guys. All right, here we go. I'm ending the video. Take care.